One of the great things about being a voice actor is you can kind of walk around the public and not be noticed because it's your voice, not essentially your face that's being noticed. But now that's changing. More people are starting to recognize voice actors in cartoons and video games.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't know what anybody looked like. In fact, when I was a kid, I didn't really even understand the concept that there were voice actors on games, or on TV, or I thought Kermit the Frog, honestly, was like real or something. I didn't even think about the fact there was someone behind them doing the voices. So yeah, right now I'm lucky I get to live kind of anonymously, except whenever I go into a GameStop or a grocery store or an electronics store, every now and then there'll be somebody, and I won't get it at first, but somebody who acts really weird around me or is like, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you having a stroke? And then I realize that they go, I know who you are, and that's amazing to me every time.
Now, you voice more than one character in the Dragon Ball Z series and most other anime and stuff. How do you get into character for the different characters you voice?
I usually just have to take my shirt off, it's how it works. Now, getting into the different voices, it's not as hard for me in the Dragon Ball characters, in regards to the Dragon Ball characters, because I've done them for so long, they're just ingrained. When we were working on the series, though, and it was just day after day after day of recording the same stuff, and occasionally they would bring back a character you hadn't played in a while. There are always little phrases that you have to say. There's a random character I play named Kami. I did this a little while ago. It's like, Kami is this old green guy who was the guardian of the universe. He only showed up every now and then, so when his lines would come up, I'd have to go, all right, there was a specific line. It was like, Piccolo, we are one. And that's the only way I could get into his voice. And I know the guy who plays Tien Shinhan, his name is John Bergmeyer, he always said the same phrase before he'd record every time. He'd go, hey, I'm Tien. And recently he bought a car, and that's like his license plate number. It's AIMTN. So yeah, getting into the character, it's because these characters are so intense and there's so much screaming involved. A lot of warm-up is necessary. I'm not really a superstitious actor. I don't believe you have to drink like special water from the mountains and lubricate your throat with like special raspberries from somewhere. It's more about just using your voice a lot in the morning. You know that you're gonna have to do it. Get a good night's sleep the night before, that kind of stuff.
What goes into the back end of the game's done, now you have to do all the voiceover work, you're getting the script for the first time, from start to finish, kind of go over a brief overview of what you have to do as essentially a producer.
Well, I'll keep it focused on games at this point, but it's a similar process. With games, well, the biggest difference between games and working on an anime series or something like that is usually with games, voices are the very last thing that go on them. That's changing some with motion capture and some of the really involved titles that have a lot of really realistic elements to them where they mocap the whole thing. On a lot of titles, still, sound and voice are the last things that go in. And so normally we get a frantic call from the producers going, we got a new game, we gotta get voices on it, we gotta get a script, and we'll have that maybe next week. Can we have all the voices back in a couple weeks after that? So that's how it usually happens. We get a localized, it's a translated script, and it's our job to kind of take it and make it right for the Dragon Ball Z universe that most people know. If you've ever seen a pure translation, maybe in an old kung fu movie, you know that they're a little bit clunky. So it's our job to sort of take it in, try and massage the lines a little bit just to make it sound a little bit more like English. In this particular title, one of the hardest things was gathering all the voice actors from everywhere, all over the globe now, because they're all spread out. We've been working on this show 15 plus years. So, you got to get Goku in from California or New York or wherever he is. We've got to get all the smaller characters, even, Android 18, wherever she might be. Everyone's doing different things and everyone's in different places. The fun thing about this title was pulling in all of the 20 new character voices that you're allowed to choose from. You've probably already seen that you can customize the way your character looks. I don't know if it was discussed, but you can also customize the way your character sounds. And they have 20 different, at least at this point, they have 20 different avatar characters where we brought in a broad range of people so that you can make a character that looks the way you want, and then you can make him or her sound the way they want. So we had 10 female, 10 male, and some of the females are also like kid voices. We had like kid like female and kid, male voices. And I tried to really bring in a broad spectrum of voices, like like a nice variety of races and things like that, so that you can really find a voice that resonates with you.